Take 2 strands of yarn and use whatever hook you need in order to be able to do it smoothly. So I'm going to start my chain and then I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm using a pretty thick yarn and my tooth is small, so this is as far as I'm going to go. So now I'm going to take only 1 strand of yarn and go through both loops. So now I'll be working with just 1 strand of yarn. I'm going to change hooks to a smaller hook and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm then going to turn it so that I see the bumps in the back. There's one bump right next to the stitch. I'm going to go to the next one and slip stitch, and I'm going to go to the next one here that's pretty close to the base there and slip stitch. And now this is the part that might get a little tricky. I'm going to slip stitch again, not in that same spot, but through both loops. And I'm going to slip stitch, and that creates my first little finger. Then I'm going to chain 3 again and do the same thing. I'm going to go to that second bump in the back. I'm going to slip stitch, go through that one there. See, you don't really see the bump there. It's right there. And you slip stitch, and then you're going to slip stitch again through both loops there. And then you're just going to repeat that 2 more times. Slip stitch. If it gets a little fiddly, just kind of get it in there. Just through one there. And then same spot, I'm going to go through that big one there. And now I've got 3 little fingers. I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Go through the back bump of that second one. Slip stitch. Go through that one there. Doesn't really look like a bump at that point. And I'm going to go through that middle one and slip stitch. Okay. You could go again, but I stopped at 4. And then I will bind off. Pull it through. Then you can take an embroidery needle and sew it around and it'll close that gap. Now I've got my embroidery needle and I'm going to close up that little hole. I'm just going to pick up some, go under the stitches there. And that kind of tightens it up together. And there it's closed up. Okay, and so then I'll just weave in my ends and use some of these to attach it to the tooth.